Hello and welcome to Untitled Tarot, and today I'll be doing a reading for Pisces, okay? So this is for any planet or star you have in your chart under Pisces. If you do, great. If you don't, great as well. You probably have a message in here for you, so keep an ear out. And if you are a cross-watcher, I welcome you with open arms because heaven knows I was a cross-watcher for many a video myself, so I get you and I got you. Now, I will be mentioning my decks as I read. If I don't, they will be in the description box below. So, with that being said, my gorgeous Piscean friends, let's get into your cards, okay? Yes. Yes. So, please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends. And the card you got is Unity, Virgo card, the Hermit. In this deck, at least, it is. So, please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Please, angels and guides, anyone with the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends. And you got the 10 of Autumn, material wealth. Nice. So please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends. And you got the 5 of Summer. Scorpio got the 5 of Summer, but they got it for the second set. So this is going to be interesting. Alright. So please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. Please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, please come forward and share. And you got the 6 of Summer. 5 and 6 of Summer, one after the other. Interesting. Now we clarify. So this was Radleigh Valentine Fairy Tarot deck. It's also gonna be in the description box below. But just in case, I'm mentioning them prior, so you know what to. If you don't see it. And then now I'm gonna use Brian Froud's Fairy Oracle to clarify. So, please, angels and guides, anyone for the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, please come forward and clarify why the Unity card is here in the upright for the first set. Please, angels and guides, why is the Unity card here? Please clarify. And you got the Death card with the Sage at the bottom of the deck, followed by Lattice Moon's Daughter. Okay, then you have 10 of Autumn. So please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, why is this 10 of Autumn here in the upright? Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, please come forward and share what they should expect for the coming week. And you have Talm the Poet, followed by the Bodacious Bodak at the bottom of the deck, as well as a collective of pixies. And Sylvanus. And Oh That Gnome. And Nellis the Alchemist. Okay. Now, next card, 5 of Summer. So please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, please come forward and share why the 5 of Summer is here for the third set. please, angels and guides. And you have Faf the Footer. Faffy. I know Faffy came out for Scorpio, but I don't know if it came out for Cancer. And the card at the bottom of the deck is himself, behind which you have Spirit Dancer and the Singer of Transfiguration and the Fawn. Sorry. And the Fairy Godmother and she of the Crotch. Yep. Okay. Now, please, angels. Maiden wanted to pop out. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, please come forward and clarify why the Six of Summer is here in the upright. Please, angels and guides, anyone from the highest good who has a message for my Piscean friends, why is the Six of Summer here in the upright? And you got here the Fairy Sword with List of the Shadows at the bottom of the deck, followed by the Maiden, followed by the Fairies of the Future, followed by the Green Woman, and the Loun. And I have to say this because it was popping out. The Soul Shrinker was popping out as well. Don't worry, it sounds worse than it actually is. Okay. So, okay. First card, Unity. This is the Hierophant in this deck, which is a Virgo card. Okay. So it says, do the right things for the right reasons. Compare traditional versus new approaches to see which works for you. A spiritually minded community. I feel like it's the spiritually minded community part that stands out, because the opposite of spiritually minded community would be what would be the word, which tradition minded community, who are stuck in their ways and don't want to change for nothing, pretty much like Armenians. Well, I mean, that's not true, I'm generalizing. There are some Armenians who like to change, but there are less and less of those. So, the first card clarifying unity is the Death card. For there to be a comparison, there needs to be something that ends, which I learned today myself, but I have no Pisces in my chart, so it's the lesson. So, for you to actually compare, you need to end something. To compare in the sense of which one's better, which one would I like to take and which one would I like to leave. There is absolutely going to be the need of comparing, and when you compare, you're going to have to pick one over the other. That is what I mean. Something has to pass away for something else to take place, right? Because this card says, natural, timely ending, release, liberation. You're freeing yourself from something. And that is because you gained wisdom. You gained wisdom, you've gained knowledge, you've retreated, and you've waited till your old age, in parentheses, or in air quotes, because you had patience. You had patience to let things simmer and become better, more mature, throughout the years. Then you have Lattice Moon's daughter. Now, Lattice Moon's daughter talks of light cast and shadow, spiritual guidance, illumination, riddles. So basically, you, because of that time spent learning and experiencing stuff, you have gained some wisdom, which you saw with the sage. But the wisdom at this point has become like a unconscious not knowingness. So it seems like it's ingrained within you. So it doesn't seem like you're forcing anything. It just seems like, oh, I got this intuitive epiphany to follow that. And that was your intuition saying a little cuckoo, and that was you picking up on that. And that is a skill in and of itself, which is what I am, that is what I'm talking about. Okay, I don't know if it was very vague, but what I mean is that you have learned to follow your intuition, and that is how you have gained wisdom. And the wisdom that you have gained has helped you to really fully be able to see what does work for you and see what doesn't. Yeah. Excuse me. Now. Yeah. I need some space. Now, the next card. Okay, so the first card of the second set is the Ten of Autumn. Now, the Ten of Autumn is material wealth. It would be the Ten of Pentacles. Okay, this card talks about take steps to ensure the financial security of your children or other loved ones, making wise investments or planning for retirement, honoring family traditions. It's deciding what will be best for the family, not just for you. Looking at it from a global, you want to set forth a united front by making sure that your entire family is well taken care of once you transition. Okay. And that is the first card clarifying that is Talm the Poet. Now, Talm talks of many things, but the thing that I feel is most important here is the clear sight portion of this card. So you have clear sight as to what it is you want to create, and so that is why you are moving towards it, right? Then you have the Bodacious Bodak, and the Bodacious Bodak talks of order. So you have seeing the order you want to follow, and now seeing as you have clear sight, you are going directly to that. You're not straying left, right, and center to other stuff. And the reason why you are so steadfast in trying to make that happen is because you want to take care of your collective of pixies, meaning you want to make sure that your family towards which you feel duty, you feel bound by duty, is willing, joyful, and joyfully participating in something that that in and of itself is a virtue in your mind's eye. You or someone you're dealing with. Now this, in my case, this would be my grandparents. They want to make sure that their family is well taken care of, you know. Yeah. And next, you have Sylvanus. Now, Sylvanus talks of truth cutting through deception, clarity. And what comes to mind in this is that you are trying to find your path while respecting and following the wishes of your grandparents. This doesn't mean that following the wishes of your grandparents needs to lead to you losing yourself. Nay, I actually mentioned this in the Scorpio reading, because I have Scorpio moon myself, and I had a reader tell me that my grandparents or people, the older generation, sees me as like a free spirit who isn't tied down to any one thing, who isn't following the steadfast rule that they have, you know, and they would like to bring me back in line a little bit. But they see me as a free spirit, and so why are they going to force me back into like a cage when I'm free and things are looking up for me? Well, maybe not to their perception, maybe not in their eyes, but to me, I am definitely on the right path. Yes. Now, so you have cut through the facade that people around you have put up in order to like make you think that you have to follow their way of doing things, you know, when you don't. But that's why you have Oh That Gnome, because Oh That Gnome talks of breaking of patterns and habits. So you know that what their pattern and habit is not your pattern, and you don't want to make that into a habit. So you're like, no, I'm a lead, okay? And that is when you or someone you're dealing with, okay, this can be vice versa, for any card. Sometimes I might forget, but just remember, this is vice versa for any card, alright? That is why it would be suggested that you or the person that I'm reading for takes on the energy of Nellis the Alchemist, which talks of irrevocable change, inner transformation. So if you really want to break that habit, you need to transform from within, okay? In order to not allow that into your reality. Now the next card is the Five of Summer. Now the Five of Summer talks of trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. Yep. So just excuse me. Like find a rock, not like an actual rock, but find something that you can use to like to ground you, right? Ground yourself is basically what I'm getting, right? Ground yourself in order for you to not let your thoughts, your feelings, your emotions or whatever run away with you. And it's funny that I said ground yourself, because the first card out is Faf the Footer. Now Fafi, alright, talks of grounding, centering, being real, centering, grounding, and everything, grounding, centering. Yep. Which is what I mentioned. Next you have Himself. Now Himself talks of natural law, shamanic powers, life force, and magic. And in order for you to tap into your magic, you need to like separate yourself from the fears and the things that keep you bogged down, right? Keep yourself away from analysis paralysis in actuality. Next you have the Spirit Dancer, which talks of self-expression, freedom, exploration. And I feel like once you do break free of this Five of Summer energy with Faf the Footer, and that you go into the himself energy, which is more like tapping into your magic, tapping into your life force, what makes you you. All right, that is when you need to like explore a little, be free, and find yourself and find your voice. That will allow you to transform into something great, like a phoenix, right? Which will in turn allow you to understand the nature of nature, natural wisdom, and natural magic, which is another layer of magic that you will understand, because the fawn, to my opinion, is more in regards to like law of attraction, actual magic with CK, not just with a C, because apparently CK is like the best like magic used for good, not just magic for entertainment purposes, you know. Next, you have the Fairy Godmother. Now, when you're talking of good magic, Fairy Godmother is the epitome of good magic, right? It talks of gifts, talents, grace, helpful lessons. That is interesting that I thought of that before I read the words, because on this card itself it says helpful lessons. And now sometimes lessons might not seem helpful to you in the short term, but in the long term they definitely are. So I feel like possibly you've been through a similar situation and you're like, but this is not helping me. Why? I don't know why I was being so whiny at that point. It might take you a bit of time to figure out what the lesson that the Fairy Godmother gave you was, or imparted with you was. But it's just a question of time, patience, and creativity. Next, you have She of the Cruach, which talks of the receptive principle, fertility, and nurturing. So you need to nurture yourself while you receive the information that the Fairy Godmother has sent you. You know? Just trust in the process, and everything will turn out great. Now the next card, the last set, alright, starts with the Six of Summer. Now the Six of Summer talks of children or childhood, the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently in a better or worse light than how they actually occurred. I think that is in reference to the lessons imparted to you by the Fairy Godmother, which at the time did not really seem like helpful lessons. They seemed like annoying lessons, and you're like, I could have lived without that. What the hell? Why? But then, due to the Six of Summer, you are now seeing things differently in a better light. See, if this happens before you finally had the, in French we'd say déclic, which is the connection between synapses, or the connection between thoughts, right? Of the fact that lesson that was very unhelpful seemingly at the time turned out to be a very helpful lesson. For example, I was hit by a car. I had to relearn how to walk, how to talk, how to eat, how to swallow, right? How to think, how to do all those things, how to write, how to walk, how to do everything, how to take a shower, everything. So at the time, to some people, that seemed like a great loss. Like I suffered a great loss. But in reality, at the end of all of the years I put into getting better and working on myself and getting better from that car accident, I believe that car accident was something very beneficial for me. But that only happened after a while, once my thought pattern changed, shifted into a better way of looking at things. Okay? So now, the cards clarifying that are He of the Fairy Sword. Now, He of the Fairy Sword talks of active principle, spiritual will, justice, protection. You are protected in this shift, in this change, and this shift of mentality that shows you that what actually happened was very useful to you, is you kind of stepping into what your angels, your guides, your ancestors wanted for you all along. Right? Then you have List of the Shadows. Now, List of the Shadows talks of healing the shadows, addictions, bondage, self-esteem. So, while you were bonded, you felt like you were in bondage, that your self-esteem was at a low, and that you felt addicted to something. Alright? A healing needs to happen in your soul, in your shadow self, right? In your patterns, in those things that usually you don't think of, but that's where your little demons pop up, right? The less favorable sides of you. And once you deal with those less favorable sides of you, you will be able to start a whole new cycle. Like a baby, a maiden, a child, right? Because the maiden talks of auspicious beginning, hope, miracle, joy, growth. And I personally wrote blank slate, which means that you are starting all over again. It's like the Fool in this deck, kinda. Then you have the Fairies of the Future. Now, the Fairies of the Future talk of be here now, guidance, forward moving. So it's in order for you to be led in the right direction after having noticed that things were actually beneficial, that things that seemed very bad for you were actually quite beneficial. Right? Right? And so that is why you are being suggested to be here now in order to see the guidance that you are receiving in the present moment. Okay. Next you have the Green Woman, which talks of untamable creativity, natural magic, expectant gratitude, and wildness. It's all the energies that would seem a little wild to the untrained eye, but to the trained eye, it's just nature. It's just chaos. It seems like chaos, but in actuality it's not. It's just nature unfolding itself as it sees fit. Okay, so the Green Woman. Then you have the Lamb, which talks of unconditional giving and receiving. So when you figure out that basically the natural law of things, the order of things, is that you unconditionally give and unconditionally give to it in order for you to unconditionally receive from it, you will then be able to find the order of that, of this little how should I say it? Of this cycle, right? And then you have the Soul Shrinker, which of course looks bad, but it actually isn't, because it talks. Yes, it does first talk of cruelty, malice, gossip, curses, destruction, but at the end of it, it talks of blessings. Because once you do away with all the bad stuff, you will see that there is a silver lining at the end of the tunnel. Okay? So, my gorgeous Piscean friends, that is all that I have for you guys this week. If you like this, and if you'd like me to go deeper into your specific situation, please contact me at the email in the box below, and it'll be my pleasure to assist. In that same box, you'll find a little description of this video and my price. Now, like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and click on that notification bell to be notified when I post some stuff, as well as leaving me a comment, because I adore comments. I read them all. I might not answer all of them, but I absolutely read them all. And with that being said, my gorgeous Piscean friends, I wish you guys all a very good week, and I'll see you next time, okay? Bye!